Got a matchup here between Demons of Chaos and Chaos Dwarves. Losaurus versus Slowjira. The Slowjira is also known as Gojira. He streams sometimes on YubTub. Demons of Chaos are kind of having a bit of a day right now. After CAA gave them all of the Exalted Monstrous Lords, like the Exalted Lord of Change, the Exalted Keeper of Secrets, etc., and the Heralds, people have really been wanting to play them, been having fun with them. I still think Demons could use some buffs, but people are having fun. So for the Demon roster, we do have 4 Nurglings, we have 4 Bloodletters of Khorne, 4 Plague Toads, an Exalted Great Unclean One of Nurgle with Fleshy Abundance, Rancid Visitations, Miasma of Pestilence, and Stream of Corruption. That's probably too many spells. You're just not going to get a lot of useful Winds of Magic out of that many. Probably want to cut either both of the cheap ones or cut one of the expensive ones and one of the cheap ones, just to give yourself a better balance. A Beast of Nurgle also for some debuffs, and a Blood Shrine of Khorne for some buffs. So it's a Khorne-Nurgle hybrid build. On the other side, we have, for the Chaos Dwarves, Hobgoblin Wolf Riders with bows, and the Agla Khan's Wolf Boys. They get that weird speed buff when they're chasing something that's leadership's broken. Other than that, they just have better stats. Goblin Laborers, 2 Infernal Ironsworn, 4 Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits, some Orc Laborers, a Bull Centaur Render, the Granite Guard, Chaos Dwarf Blunderbuss unit, and Astrogoth Iron Hand post-nerfs with Cascading Firecloak and Hellhammer. Cool. I am trapped in a rock formation. Whoops. Chaos will advance. Fast forward real quick through the shooty shoot phase. Ouch, ouch. Nurgling's taking damage. Ouch, 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 ouch. They last collide in. Now, CA did give them some buffs last patch. They said that, like, their attack animations weren't working correctly. I don't know what that's about, but Nurglings still feel like shit to me, and one is already demonic instability crumbling away. Another taking a lot of damage is the Blunderbusses, and Astrogoth just slam them down. And out of the 4 Nurglings, 2 are close to death, 1 is dead, and another, yep, also close to death. Goodbye, Nurglings. It was fun having you in the game for 14 whole seconds. Don't know what that was. It looks like we have a Miasma of Pestilence down onto the Bull Centaur Renders. But yeah, all 4 Nurglings are gone at this point. But I suppose the Bloodletters just needed to get in there. Maybe the Nurglings bought them enough time as Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses tear through these Bloodletters and the Toads. But the Goblin Laborers aren't going to hold very long against that Toad rush, so maybe these guys can get through rather swiftly. Astrogoth is stuck fighting the Exalted Great Unclean One, and people have forgotten about him. The Exalted Great Unclean One was one of the best duelists before Immortal Empires came out. He is a rather fearsome foe. A quick Stream of Corruption. I don't think that was Overcast, but even so, I have also been disappointed with that's damage after the nerfs. The Infernal Ironsworn didn't even notice it coming. Quick Hellhammer is going to go down the line, hit those Bloodletters. No, good dodge there by the Demon's Chaos player. Takes as minimal damage as possible. Hobgoblins and Goblin Laborers are retreating. Plague Toads fading away as the Blood Shrine of Khorne tried to keep them and these Bloodletters in the fight. But now the Blood Shrine needs to get out of here before this Bull Centaur Renders turn upon him with a fearsome ire. Bloodletters walking slowly towards some of the skirmishing elements. Other Bloodletters continuing to rake their way through all of these goblins on the front line. Astrogoth having a terrible time fighting against the Beast of Nurgle paired with the Exalted Great Unclean One. He has to run away with Cascading Firecloak on him. And a Miasma of Pestilence again on the Bull Centaur Renders, lowering their attack down to 8. Yeah, that's pretty good. Plague Toads are pushing through, harassing some stuff, making sure these Granite Guard have to keep running away. Astrogoth is still getting chased, but the balance power is slightly in the Chaos Dwarf's favor, and I would have to agree, as Demons of Chaos are doing the Demons of Chaos thing and just kind of running out of speed halfway through the game. Like, a lot of their units are so low, they're going to start demonic instability crumbling soon, and when they do that, it's just lights out. Stream of Corruption hits the Granite Guard, does a little bit of poke damage. Mostly these Toads are just going to have to go mess them up. As they did get attack orders onto the Toads, but for some reason they just didn't pull the trigger on that. And the Beast of Nurgle plus the Exalted Great Unclean One are coming to say hello. We do have Frogs disappearing without them. The Bloodletters might just be on their way out. And I'll leave the Blood Shrine all alone with 2 Infernal Ironsworn still left. Cascading Firecloak is cast. And Miasma of Pestilence is also cast on these guys. I don't know what the spamming of the Miasma of Pestilence is about. I guess it's maybe for the Children of Nurgle passive, but if you're going to do that, then why take the 2 expensive spells? Because you're never going to get enough Winds of Magic to use them if you keep burning them on Miasma of Pestilences. That's what I mean about synergies, is you either want to spam cheap spells to get your whatever lore passive you're working on, or you want expensive spells and cut the lore passive to save some money, because you're never going to cast enough to make the expensive spells. Sorry. If you cast expensive spells, this is never going to pay for itself. And if you cast just the cheap spells, then why are you paying for the expensive spells? Infernal Ironsworn throwing some grenades at the Bloodletters, doing pretty significant damage there. The Beast of Nurgle and the Exalted Great and Clean One are trying to fight their way out of some Bull Centaur Renders. Bloodletters finally find their way onto Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits, and they are going to do good damage over there. I saw a Fecundity earlier from the Demons of Chaos. That tier 2 heal. This isn't a Nurgle army, it is a mix. They get like the random army abilities. Another Bloodletter is fading, and somehow the balance of power is actually looking alright for the Demons of Nurgle, but I think it's looking extremely sus at this point. Bull Centaur Renders continuing to try and fight the big boy, though if he turns in battles back against them, his Mortis Engine plus his incredible dueling stats can actually probably kill those Bull Centaur Renders at this point. Both Infernal Ironsworn are grouped up around these Bloodletters, who are getting another Fecundity. That's also healing up the Blood Shrine of Khorne. They hold off Demonic Instability for like just a second, but that shit's gonna kill him off real fast. Oof. And the Granite Guard up on the high ground do a number on the Exalted Great Unclean One, who is now just pushing through. But he's doing his best. We're down to the 3 single entities of the Chaos Dwarves: the Blood Shrine, the Beast of Nurgle, and the Exalted Great Unclean One. Exalted Great Unclean One with a good charge, plus I think an Overcast Stream of Corruption does get rid of those Granite Guard. Not once and for all, apparently they are going to rally, but he did his best to get rid of them. Goblin Wolf Riders charge in. He gets shot a little bit on the side. I'm trying to keep all 3 single entities in view because of reasons. The Granite Guard continue to poke down the Greater Unclean One, doing a lot of damage to him, and the balance power is starting to shift against them. Now a lot of infantry are grouping up around this Blood Shrine. I think that's what I've been waiting for, because I watched these replays on ×3 speed to see if they end up being worth casting or not, and I thought I saw something rather fun over there. The Granite Guard are pushed off through the Exalted Great Clean One. The last skirmish cav with any ammo is also shooting at him, poking him down, and the Beast of Nurgle's full health still regenerating, doing just fine. Blood Shrine's not doing fine. Astragoth plus the Bull Centaurs is making its life miserable. We have one Infernal Ironsworn still blobbed up around it, the other one is trying to separate out. The Blood Shrine will fade. Okay. Thing I thought would happen didn't happen. There's a Fleshy Abundance onto him. Jesus, how much Winds of Magic do you have, my friend? I feel like he's just been sitting in it. Maybe he's getting some Zine Charm abilities that give him some? I don't know. Anyway, Beast of Nurgle continues to grind. Exalted Great and Clean One is coming back to the fray. Infernal Ironsworn are going to throw their blasting charges at him while he threw a Stream of Corruption down their line. Did a little bit of damage, but just generally not that worth it, unfortunately. Bull Centaur Render is back into the fight. Mortis Engine is affecting all of these type units now, and he is, of course, just kicking their ass, normal styles. Blasting charges, maybe a bit of friendly fire, doesn't do that much to the big single entity. Bull Centaur Renders are pushed off. Infernal Ironsworn continuing to throw their blasting charges into the big boy. These Hobgoblins are running out of ammo. Can they do it? Another Cascading Fire Cloak. This one's from Astragoth to make everybody weaker to fire as more blasting charges come in. Beast of Nurgle and the Exalted Great and Clean One continue to fight. Another Stream of Corruption is going to come out. Does a good little bit of poke against those Infernal Ironsworn. Everybody's starting to blob up. There it is. I thought this was way earlier, but okay. It's right now. So a Sword of Khorne pops out. Does a nice bit of damage. Gets rid of those Hobgoblin Wolf Riders. Gets rid of these Sneaky Gits. Gets rid of the Bull Centaur Renders, who may have or may not have already been routing. It does a lot of damage using Infernal Ironsworn. That is probably even this game up quite a bit. Miasma of Pestilence, minus 24 melee attack for Astragoth, while the Exalted Great and Clean One continues to try and fight him. One of the Infernal Ironsworn is routing. The other one is barely hanging on for now. And a Blight Storm's going around a minus 20 melee defense. Good lord. Exalted Great and Clean One is trying to finish off Astragoth, as now things are getting very dicey for the Chaos Dwarfs. They don't have a lot left. Like, these Orc Laborers look impressive, but they are utter garbage as far as, like, units go. They're just 300 gold chaff. But the Exalted Great and Clean One's getting low. If his leadership dips into that demonic instability crumbling territory, this game could be over. But can he take Astragoth with him is the question. As he swings again at that little guy, but he misses. Leadership dips down to 6, up to 9, back up to 20 after that. And he ends up getting Relentless Rage, the Khorne tier 2 army ability to make sure he doesn't crumble no matter what. Charges back into some Orc Laborers while the Beast of Nurgle pushes its slimy way through the front line to try and get closer to Astragoth, who is just motoring his little way around. He's doing fine. He's chilling. Astrogoth goes in for a rear charge onto the Exalted Great and Clean One, does some damage, and the Relentless Rage wears off. No longer unbreakable. Our friend is actually chilling on leadership, though. He's up to 24. Another Cascading Fire Cloak, giving more melee defense, more arm piercing, and a weakness to fire for Astrogoth. Orc Laborers run. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders run. More Orc Laborers run, leaving Astrogoth all alone. He takes a big shot to the face, and he is also going to rout. Exalted Great and Clean One's been at the same amount of health for quite a while, and he is chilling. The Infernal Ironsworn are returning. Bull Centaur Renders in the distance, maybe coming back. These Hobgoblin Sneaky have a little bit of ammo, but it might not be enough as the balance power is turning against the Chaos Dwarves. And even if they manage to kill off the Exalted Great and Clean One, what can kill the Beast of Nurgle? It's going to be down to Astrogoth cycle charging it, if anything even can. He does have magic damage, so he'll bypass its physical resistance. He has fire damage, so he gets through its regeneration. Does a little extra damage to it, too. Astrogoth returns. He is just trying to stay away from that Exalted Great and Clean One. The Hobgoblin Sneaky get in, they fire a little bit, 300 more damage on the Exalted Great and Clean One, but it doesn't look like the dwarves have enough left in them. Astrogoth is routed off. Everything is going to be routed off. And that Exalted Great and Clean One hung in through the entire game. 5,700 value for that big guy. 600 on the Blood Shrine. Bloodletters did okay. One of them got the Devil's Number. Beast of Nurgle did okay as a supportive unit. Plague Toads just chased stuff down forever, so they did great. Nurglings really did poorly again. I don't know. I think Nurglings might suck. I think you might need them because this roster has no cheap chaff whatsoever, but they do suck, even for cheap chaff. On the other side, Gojira and his Chaos Dwarves. Astrogoth did okay. Bull Centaur Renders did okay. Infernal Ironsworn did great. The Blunderbusses did fantastically. The Hobgoblin Wolf Riders did amazingly well. Sneaky Gits underperformed yet again, and the Laborers did meh, but they're kind of meant to do meh. I don't know. I think the Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits might suck. Every time I see people take them, they underperform. So, yeah. GG. Roar. Subscribe. Yes.